Second example, find a real root of x cube plus x square minus 1 is equal to 0 by iteration method up to 4 decimal places. So till we get 4 decimal values similar, we need to continue the process here. The given function is what? The given equation is x cube plus x square minus 1 is equal to 0. With the help of iteration method, we need to find root for this given algebraic equation. So this is given algebraic equation. So what is the first step here? First we need to write the given equation in terms of function, that is f of x is equal to x cube plus x square minus 1 as it is. Then next, intervals are not mentioned means we need to start from 0. So replace x as 0, then f of 0 is equal to 0 raised to 3 plus 0 square minus 1, that is minus 1 less than 0. Then replace x value using 1, then f of 1 is equal to 1 raised to 3 plus 1 square minus 1. 1 plus 1, 2, 2 minus 1 is 1. So here we are getting one negative value and here we are getting one positive value, and these two are of opposite sign. Therefore, the root lies between 0 and 1 because f of 0 is giving us negative value and f of 1 is giving us a positive value. Therefore, the root lies between 0 and 1. Further, f of 2, f of 3, f of 4 substitution is not required here because one negative and one continuously, one negative and one positive value we have got. So therefore, the root lies between 0 and 1. It means now whatever the root answer will get, it will be within 0 and 1, means more than 0 and less than 1, one particular root will get for this given algebraic equation. Then next, the important thing is now what to consider first approximation. See, in iteration method working rule already we have discussed, after finding the root lies between these two values, after this we need to select only one approximate root. See, in earlier bisection method, secant method and regular falsy method, we used to consider a value, b value. But here in iteration method, we are not considering any a or b to approximation. Only one initial approximation we have to consider. Then how to consider this x naught? Now what we have got here? We have got that our root lies between 0 and 1. Next, our root lies between 0 and 1, then what about the x naught value? What value we can consider as x naught? See, you can consider any value as x naught which lies between 0 and 1. See, between 0 and 1 what we have? 0.1 is there, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, then 0.5, 0.6, 0.7, 8, 0.9, after that we'll get 1. Yes. So between 0 and 1 we have 0.1 to 0.9 these values. So as a x naught value, which one we can consider? You can consider any value which lies between 0 and 1. We don't have any restriction. See, you can consider 0.1, 0.3 or 0.8 or 0.5 to calculate the required root. So better what we do means every time we consider 0.5 which is between 0 and 1. Suppose if a root lies between 1 and 2, then what we can consider x naught value? The value which lies between 1 and 2, that value we can consider as x naught. You can consider 1.5 or 1.6 or 1.4, 1.7, any value which is lying between 1 and 2. Suppose your root lies between 2 and 3, then what about x naught? Consider 2.5. This x naught value we are considering. Okay, if your root lies between 0 and 1, in between any one value we need to consider. You can consider 0.5. If root lies between 1 2, then you can consider it as 1.5 or 1.7, any value. Suppose root lies between 2 and 3, then consider in between value, that is 2.5 or 2.6 also or 2.4 also. This x naught we are considering, so however we can consider, but it should lie between within the root. So here in this example, what I am doing means, as the root lies between 0 and 1, in between value I will consider as x naught. So let us consider x naught as 0.5, which is our initial approximate. So we are considering here initial approximate x naught as 0.5. Then next, once we consider the initial approximation, then next we have to uh, consider the given equation as it is. So again we have to write here given equation as it is, and this equation we need to express in the form of x is equal to pi of x. This is the second important step. The first important step is considering x naught value, and then second important step is given equation we need to express in the form of x is equal to pi of x. Now how we can reduce it in the form of x is equal to pi of x? Observe here, the given equation is x cube plus x square minus 1. So this x cube plus x square minus 1 we can express in the form of pi of x in three different ways. So the first method is, observe. So x cube plus x square minus 1 is equal to 0 is the equation. First, how we can convert it in terms of pi of x? I will keep x cube as it is. Write x cube as it is and take minus 1 right side. If we take minus 1 right side, then that is plus 1. Take plus x square right side, then this is minus x square. So x cube is equal to 1 minus x square. Again, x is equal to 1 minus x square. See, cube we are replacing means what will get? Cube root. That cube root we can write as 1 divided by 3. This is the first equation which we have converted in terms of pi of x. Okay. X cube plus x square minus 1 is equal to 0. In terms of x we have converted, that is x is equal to 1 minus x square raised to 1 by 3. This is the first method. Then in second method, call this as case 1. In second case, again how we can express it in pi of x form? Observe here, x cube plus x square minus 1 is equal to 0 is there. Now what I will do means, I will keep this x square as it is. Don't change this one. Just write x square as it is. Take minus 1 this side, then plus 1. Take plus x cube right side minus x cube. Then what about x here? X square is there. Using x square, x we are writing means square root of 1 minus x cube will get. That square root we can write as 1 divided by 2. So here the another form is x is equal to 1 minus x cube raised to 1 by 2. This is again one more form of pi of x. So from second case we have got x is equal to pi of x. Then one more, third case is also possible here. One more method we have. See, x cube plus x square, sorry, this is minus 1 is equal to 0. Again how we can express the same equation in terms of x? From these two, take x outside, then this is, sorry, from these two take x square outside, then this will be x square plus 1 minus 1 is equal to 0. Now write here x square into x square plus 1 as it is. Sorry, from x cube we are taking x square outside means here what will remain? Here just x will remain. So after taking x square within the bracket we have x plus 1, then here it is minus 1. So write x square as it is, x plus 1 as it is, take minus 1 right side. Now this is plus 1. So x square is equal to 1 This multiplied term, if we take this side, then this will be x plus 1. Further, x is equal to square root of 1 divided by x plus 1, but root 1 or square root of 1 is 1 only. So this is x is equal to 1 divided by square root of x plus 1. This is again one more form of pi divided by pi of x. See, one equation only in three different way we are expressing. What is the concept? The concept is expressing the given equation in terms of x is equal to pi of x. This is the first method. This one is second one. This one is third one. Then total three methods are there. In these three, which one we have to consider while solving the example? For solving example, out of these three, which one we have to consider? That is depending on the condition pi dash of x should be less than 1. This is the important condition. Means these are the pi of x function. We need to take its derivative. If your derivative is less than 1, then that equation we can consider for further simplification. So let us find the derivative of these three equations. See, the first one is what? Here x is equal to 1 minus x square raised to 1 by 3. See, the first pi of x is 1 minus x square raised to 1 by 3. Now how to find its differentiation, that is derivative? You can observe this is nothing but x raised to n form. You can consider this as x and this as n. So this is in the form of x raised to n. So already we know when we are taking its derivative, first power we need to write, that is 1 divided by 3 in bracket as it is 1 divided by x square. Then what about the power? 1 divided by 3 minus 1. Very simple it is. Taking differentiation is very simple. First write power as it is. 1 minus x square as it is. Then 1 divided by 3 as it is. Just subtract minus 1. Then next, this is about the power differentiation. Then into bracket, 1 is constant, therefore its derivative is 0, minus x square derivative is 2x. So already we have discussed this one. X square derivative is minus 2x. Now after simplification, 0 minus of 2x, that is minus 2x into this one, minus 2x divided by 3. Now how to write this one? 1 minus x square raised to 1 divided by 3 minus 1. Using LCM, if we simplify this fraction, then 3 into minus 1 is minus 3. So 1 minus 3. So this is minus 2 divided by 3. So here we are getting pi dash of x as minus 2 divided by 3 x into 1 minus x square raised to minus 2 divided by 3. This is about the first one. Then next, this is about the first differentiation of case 1. Then next, second case pi of x is what? In second case, pi of x is 1 minus x cube raised to 1 divided by 2. 1 minus x cube raised to 1 divided by 2, which is similar to this one. So directly I will write here pi dash of x is 1 divided by 2 as it is, bracket value as it is, 1 divided by 2 minus 1. What will get? Minus 1 by 2 within the bracket. Derivative of 1 is constant, therefore 0, minus x cube derivative is 3x square. So after simplification, here we are getting minus 3 divided by 2 x square, 1 minus x cube raised to minus 1 by 2. This is second case derivative. Then consider the third one. So third case pi of x is what? Third case pi of x is 1 divided by root of x plus 1. See, if you don't know what is the derivative of root, what is the derivative of 1 divided by root x, then this you can write as 1 divided by Root can be written as x plus 1 raised to 1 by 2. Root can be written as raised to 1 by 2. Again take it in the numerator, then this will be x plus 1 raised to minus 1 by 2. When we take in the numerator, sign changes. Therefore, x plus 1 raised to minus 1 divided by 2. Then next, now its derivative we need to take. Therefore, this is pi dash of x is equal to numerator, sorry, this power as it is minus 1 divided by 2, bracket term as it is, then minus 1 divided by 2 minus 1 it is, then in bracket derivative of x is 1, derivative of 1 is 0. This is 1 plus 0, 1 it is. So finally we have minus 1 divided by 2. Then here what we can observe, x plus 1 as it is, simplify this fraction, that is minus 1 by 2 minus 1. 2 into minus 1 is minus 2, minus 2 minus 1. This is minus 3 divided by 2. So pi dash of x, third case derivative is minus 1 by 2 x plus 1 raised to minus 3 divided by 2. See, minus 1 is equal to 0. This is the given function which we are reducing in terms of x is equal to pi of x in three different way. So for that, three derivatives we have calculated. This is for first one, this is for second one, and this is for third one. Now, which function we need to consider, which pi of x function we need to consider for a further simplification, that is depending on what, pi dash of x is less than 1 condition. Now what is here x value? X value is nothing but the first approximation which we have selected. So the first approximation which we have selected is 0.5. So next what we need to do means, in this we have to replace x value as 0.5. In this complete equation, we have to replace x value as 0.5. Then using calculator, if we simplify, then we'll get here minus of 0.4038, but this is under modulus sign. This will be always under modulus sign. So when we take modulus for this one, then the first case answer is 0.4038. Similarly, if we replace second case, second x value as 0.5, then after taking modulus, the answer is 0.4008. And in third case, mod of pi dash of 0.5 value is 0.272. So you can observe here, for first case, this is the answer. For second case, this is the answer, and for third case, this one is the answer. Now out of these three, which one we have to consider for further simplification means the value which is near to 0. See, the value which is near to 0, that value we need to consider. 0.40, 0.40, and here it is 0.2. So which one is near to 0? 0.2. And this 0.2 is for third case. That is x is equal to 1 divided by square root of x plus 1. Therefore, to solve this second example, x cube plus x square minus 1 is equal to 0, we have to consider pi of x as x is equal to 1 divided by square root of x plus 1. So here, after calculating f of 0, f of 1, we came to know that root lies between 0 and 1, and between 0 and 1, one value we have considered, that is 0.5 as the initial approximation. Then next, consider the given equation as it is. From x cube and x square, take x square outside, then x plus 1 will remain, minus 1 as it is. Take minus 1 this side of the equation, then it is plus 1. This is multiplied term. If we take this side of the equation, then division. So x square is equal to 1 divided by x plus 1. So here x is equal to 1 divided by square root of 1 plus x. And already we have verified, for this we will get pi dash of x value less than 1. Therefore, Consider this particular x term as pi of x. Then already I have discussed how to take its derivative. Therefore, this pi of x differentiation after simplification is minus 1 divided by 2, 1 plus x raised to minus 3 divided by 2. In this equation, we need to replace x value as x naught, that is 0.5. So replace x value as x naught, that is 0.5. Substitute, simplify. Here something 0.3815 will get, which is less than 1. So here value is less than 1, sorry, 0.272 something will get here as the answer, which is less than 1. See, pi dash of x is less than 1. It means the value, the root converges. Based on that, further simplification we need to consider. Now, what is that further simplification means? First, we have to consider x1 is equal to pi of x naught. To calculate first approximate root, that is x1, pi of x naught. Then next x2 will be pi of the previous result x1. Then x3 is pi of x2. x4 is pi of previous result, that is x3, and so on it continues. So consider here first approximation, that is x1. x1 is equal to pi of x naught. See, what is this pi of x naught? Here we have pi of x. Pi of x is 1 divided by root of 1 plus x. So here pi of x is 1 divided by root of 1 plus x. Now replace that x using x naught. Then 1 divided by root of 1 plus x naught. Now what is x naught? X naught is 0.5. Therefore, x1 is equal to 1 divided by root of 1 plus 0.5. Now using calculator, if we simplify this one, see what we need to get here. 1 divided by root of 1 plus 0.5. So 1 divided by, within the bracket consider square root, again using bracket 1 plus 0.5, complete the bracket. Then we can observe that here we'll get 0.81649. If we round it off, then because here 9 is there, this we can write as 5. So here we have x1 is equal to 0.8165. This is x1 value. Then next x2. x1 is pi of x naught. Now x2 is pi of the previous result, that is x1. So here pi of x is 1 divided by root of 1 plus x. Now pi of x1 means 1 divided by root of 1 plus x1, which is equal to 1 divided by root of 1 plus. What is x1? x1 will be your previous result, that is 0.8165. Again using calculator, if we simplify, then this is 1 divided by, within the bracket, square root of 1 plus the previous result, that is 0.8165. So we'll get here 0.7416. So here we'll get 0.7416. Similarly, if we simplify further, then x3 value will be 0.75967. Then x4 answer will be 0.75427. Then x5 is 0.7550. Then here x6 will be 0.75485. Then x7 is 0.75488. In a similar way, we need to simplify. Then after 6th approximation and 7th approximation, we'll get 4 decimal values as similar, that is 0.7548. So here, based on this, we can conclude that the required root of the given equation, that is x cube plus x square minus 1 is equal to 0, is 0.7548. This is the required root.